Tim Pool, PragerU? This is the crossover that we've been waiting for years. Tim Pool, PragerU? I really hope this is a good one.
How many times does someone have to lie to you before you call them a liar? 1, 5, 20? It seems like many Americans are okay being lied to over and over and over again. Here's just one example. Michael Brown was a young black teenager, a gentle giant, who on August 9th, 2014, during a routine police stop in Ferguson, Missouri, raised his hands and pleaded for his life as he looked down the barrel.
Oh, it's going to be like he was no angel. He was no angel. He deserved it because he was no angel. This is... I made a video on this on my second channel like 5 years ago. I don't give a shit if he was no angel. He was still executed by cops.
Of racist white police officer Darren Wilson's gun. Brown famously held his hands up and yelled, "Don't shoot," before he turned and ran. Wilson shot him 6 times in the back, killing him dead. If you bought that, you bought a lie. Here are the facts. Michael Brown was 6'4". He weighed 292 pounds.
How is that relevant? Literally, like, he was a big, strong beast.
80 pounds heavier than Officer Wilson. He was a giant, but there was nothing gentle about him. Brown and his friend had just robbed a convenience store. Wilson, in his police car, spotted them walking in the middle of the street. The 2 men matched the description of the thieves. Wilson drove up and told them to move to the sidewalk. Brown refused, blocked Wilson from opening his car door, punched the officer through the open window, and reached for Wilson's gun. Wilson fired...
I don't even know if this is true or not, but I hope it was.
...in self-defense, striking Brown's hand. Brown ran. Wilson got out of the car and pursued him. Brown then suddenly turned and charged.
This is the thing, like, everything about this, you get to this point, it's like, okay, so there was a scuffle, he was shot in the hand, the guy was running away. The point where he was running away is the point where the altercation is over and where deadly force cannot be justified. They do this shit all the time in Argentina as well, where, like, the cops shoot people in the back just to prevent them from getting away from the scene of a crime. This is really shitty animations as well. The quality control has gone down so much for Prager University.
Wilson repeatedly told him to stop, but Brown kept coming. Wilson shot Brown until...
So, like, if someone's running at you, your only option is to, like, stand still and point a gun at them and shoot them. Even if this is true, like, even if we take their narrative at face value, the guy is unarmed. Even in their animation, he's unarmed. He had run away. He'd created a difference between him and the cop. And then he turns around, apparently, and starts running at the cop. And the cop just stands there like, stop, stop, stop. Putting himself into a situation that in his mind, and I'm sure in the mind of this dumb fuck and cops everywhere, justifies killing the guy. Like, he could have gotten back into the car, called in other cops to corner the fucking guy, and, like, caught him with backup with literally no risk to the guy or anyone else. Because, as you can clearly see, they were unarmed because they would have mentioned it and they would have animated it if they were actually armed. It's cops putting themselves into situations where they believe it's okay for them to shoot people because they really like to fucking shoot people and they're also just really stupid. Like the point where a cop, even by their own fucking rules and guidebooks, using that weapon stops being a viable option is like the second that there is no longer any threat to someone's life. And at no point during this entire altercation, aside from, I haven't looked at the case, so I don't know if it's even true or not, but the only point where there was a threat to anyone's life was when the guy was trying to get his gun. He was unsuccessful. Once that was done, once that was over with, there was no more threat to anyone's life, and ergo, obviously no possible reason to use a fucking gun and to shoot the guy. Like, give me a fucking break.
Coming. Wilson shot Brown until Brown collapsed.
Like 5
A local grand jury
times,
and federal investigators from the Obama Justice Department concluded that Officer Wilson was justified in his use of deadly force.
The Obama Justice Department, as if Obama isn't like a fucking cop lover like everyone else.
There's no evidence.
The American government investigated the American government and they said it was okay.
That Brown ever held his hands up and yelled, "Don't shoot." The whole story was manufactured by the media. It wasn't the first time. It wouldn't be the last. Not by...
Let's check if this is even true or not. Let's do like a Vorsh level of research. Let's go straight to liberal bias, anti-conservative Wikipedia. No, this is, what was the guy's name? Did I type it wrong? Mitchell Brown? I mean, just have a skim of this. It sounds like it's mostly true. That's the thing. Even the narrative that they use here to justify, supposedly justify deadly force. How does that justify deadly force? How? The guy got shot in the hand, was running away. That's the point where the fucking cop just should disengage in any, like, remotely sane society. Like, they stole shit, probably some fucking worthless brand name chocolate bars or some shit. And apparently that is worth this cop creating a potentially deadly situation over. The way that police operate is absolutely fucking insane.
By a long shot. The biggest whopper of them all was the Russia hoax. The entirely made-up story that Donald Trump, the candidate, and then Donald Trump, the president of the United States, was a Russian agent. This dark...
I completely agree with Louis Mensch on this one. He was absolutely a Russian agent. This is false.
Fantasy preoccupied the legacy media for 3 years. It involved dozens of interlocking lies, almost all of which were planted by Trump's Democratic opponent. Given this...
Look, the US media doesn't fucking need Hillary Clinton to tell them to create a narrative about Donald Trump being bad Russia agent. Come on.
Sad state of our corporate media, it is perfectly fitting that the New York...
Is Fox News corporate media?
Times and the Washington Post won Pulitzer Prizes, the highest award in journalism, for dutifully reporting each lie as if it were the gospel truth. Then there was the Charlottesville lie, that the president described neo-Nazis as very fine people at a press conference following a riot in Charlottesville, Virginia.
He said verbatim, very fine people on both sides.
In August of 2017. He never said any such thing. There's a transcript of the press conference to prove it. The real quote was, "I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists. They should be condemned totally." No matter. The media had...
What did he mean by both sides then? What does both sides mean? Which side? Which side?
I'm not putting anybody on a moral plane. What I'm saying is this. You had a group on one side and you had a group on the other, and they came at each other with clubs, and it was vicious, and it was horrible, and it was a horrible thing to watch. But there is another side. There was a group on this side, you can call them the left, or you've just called them the left, that came violently attacking the other group. So you can say what you want.
The other group were neo-Nazis.
That's the way it is.
On both sides, sir? You said there was hatred, there was violence on both sides.
Well, I do think there's blame, yes. I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either.
I love Trump, holy shit. I have no doubt about it. You don't have any doubt about it either. The fucking audacity of saying that, that's insane. Like, I'm just gonna tell you what you think.
And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Neo-Nazis started this. They showed up in Charlottesville. They showed up in Charlottesville to protest.
Excuse me, they didn't put themselves down as you, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me.
You had very fine people on both sides. It's a verbatim fucking quote. You can't just do takesy-backsies because afterwards he realized how fucking bad it sounded and he made this acclaration about it. He said it. It's right fucking there. Very fine people on both sides is a very bad thing to say when one of those sides are neo-fucking Nazis.
Manufactured the story and they were sticking to it. Additional common sense evidence to the contrary, like the president has Jewish grandchildren, was simply ignored.
And?
Or how about the laptop from hell? The computer that Hunter Biden left at a computer repair shop
fucking are obsessed with Hunter
and never
Biden,
picked up.
Man.
That story was broken by the New York Post in October 2020. In addition to files depicting Hunter's personal predilections, emails and text messages on the laptop suggested that his father, presidential candidate Joe Biden, was involved in corrupt business dealings with the Russians, the Ukrainians, and the Chinese. Twitter immediately banned the New York Post story from being shared on...
Yeah, that was actually pretty fucked up. That on the orders, basically it was directly on the orders from the U.S. executive branch that Twitter not allow this information to be revealed just because it was hacked information. That's obviously incredibly fucked up. Should the only source of information that we should be able to have access to be ones that were dutifully released with consent from all parties involved? But in this case, they decided that wasn't going to be allowed. Now, there's nothing there, but it was literally suppressed by Twitter, and I think it was only Twitter. I'm not sure if it was the other company as well, at the request of no, it wasn't the government at the time. It was Biden's campaign. You're right. It was Biden's campaign. Just being we're not going to allow you to post this. That was fucking stupid. It's obviously nowhere near as important as these people make it out to be. I don't give a fucking shit about Hunter Biden. Give me a fucking break, man. But the fact that a major social media company was so willing to do what they were told to do by Joe Biden's campaign in this one specific case which obviously would set a very bad precedent if it was used as a precedent, because we need hack materials, we need leak materials, we need those things, we need whistleblowers, we need this sort of information, because often it's the only way that we can find out about the sort of shit that the worst people in the world get up to. And they would if it's obtained through hacking, it's not allowed anymore. If that was the case, the leaks, for example, of the prosecutors and the judges collaborating in car wash in Brazil, we wouldn't be allowed to know about that. We wouldn't be allowed to report on that. And that's fucked up, obviously. So in this case, he's not wrong. He's not entirely wrong, at least.
Platform. Did the legacy media jump all over this egregious violation of the freedom of
legacy media? Is Fox News legacy media? They have to invent these terms that just conveniently exclude the conservative-leaning media organizations.
press? No. They jumped all over the fiction that it was another Russian disinformation campaign. For the record, I don't care whether you think Trump is great or horrible. The issue is not Trump. The issue is truth.
The whole Russian scapegoating is just fucking cringe.
How do you determine who's telling it? One obvious way, as I've already suggested, is if someone or some news source lies over and over again, you may not want to trust them. Who told you that Supreme Court Justice nominee Brett Kavanaugh was a sexual abuser and a gang rapist? Or that a Catholic high school kid cruelly mocked a Native American war veteran on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial? Or that mounted border agents used whips to control migrants at the Texas border?
I mean, that's literally a trace. That's literally a trace of this picture, this real picture. The audacity. I appreciate the audacity here. That is insane. They have a trace of that fucking picture, and they're and that never happened. That is really, really, really audacious.
The legacy media, the corporate media, the establishment media, whatever
you're a part of that, you dumb motherfucker.
You want to call them. They've lied to your face, and they'll keep lying. You can keep believing their lies, or you can show a little curiosity and take some responsibility.
Take off the beanie.
Read past the headlines. Consume information from across the political spectrum.
Don't do that.
Determine for yourself who deserves your trust and who doesn't. In the process, you'll be surprised how much you will learn.
Watch PragerU University, and also take off your beanie.
This is how you become an informed citizen. Now that's a novel idea. I'm Tim Pool, host of Timcast for PragerU University.
And the Civil War is definitely coming tomorrow. Thank you, Tim. Very cool. Well, that was kind of boring, honestly. I can't fucking believe that they literally traced that picture, put it in the video, and said that it was a lie. You traced the picture. How is it a lie? Am I missing something here? Am I insane? Oh, they got whipped with the reins of the horse rather than an actual whip. Okay, that makes it so different. Thanks. Well, that's absolutely insane. It wasn't technically a whip. Conservatives are great. PragerU's channel now is just so totally flooded with tripe that I don't even know which videos are real PragerU videos anymore. How does this have 3.6 million views?
America is systemically racist.
Only the government can see it. Humans are the parasite on this country.
Stop!
The culture and our education system are feeding young people a steady diet of lies. I used to believe many of them. I was a left-wing activist. But thanks to PragerU, my mind has changed.
You must be really fucking dumb.
I was a sideline conservative. Through PragerU's short educational videos, I learned how to articulate my beliefs and fight for my values.
PragerU's 5-minute video.
Oh, I know what happened here. 1.1 thousand likes, 3.6 million views. That's an ad campaign. They paid to have this pre-roll on videos and shown to people against their will. That's how this has 3.6 million views. Obviously. That's the only way that you can have so few likes and so many views. I could do that too. I could pay it's 20 cents or something like that to have each time an American sees your pre-roll video or something like that.
Has changed my mind about police brutality and helped me pursue truth.
I love truth.
Every year, PragerU garners over 1 billion views online.
With your help, millions of young American minds
It's just soliciting donations.
can be changed through the power of PragerU's reach.
Help us save America.
Donate a generous, tax-deductible gift at PragerU.com.
Oh well. This channel is impossible to navigate now. I just can't find the real nitty-gritty PragerU lecture style videos. That's the shit that I want. That's what I'm here for, you know? I'm not here for the other crap.